as for them, but I would not trust them.
Further up the mountain, the blizzard becomes so intense you can barely see the tiny cottage engulfed in snow. An old lady beckons you in. I've received word from my sister's hawk and have been expecting you. I may not be as skilled as her, but this blessing potion I've whipped up is my best yet. Do you think it's good enough to take up to the High Priestess? She says, blowing the steam off a simmering bowl of thick liquid. I really couldn't, says Malcalypse, patting his belly. That one. Ah, damn it. So yeah. You take a sip of the putrid potion and feel your stomach churn. I knew I shouldn't have substituted the cloudberries for bogberries, she says, comforting you. Choose the righteous path and you'll find blessings on your way, I'm sure. You step outside into the blistering cold and continue up Mount Freitas. So I'm pretty sure that, because I don't have any other cards that give me blessings, that was me losing the ability to get it, I think.
The very lands beneath your feet can slide away. Life is filled with surprises.
Yep, so another avalanche. This is just, yeah, the straight combat one. Hopefully we get the one where I can dig him out and he gives us a blessing. Because if I can get that, then I might be able to make it. Out of the way. Okay, there we go. Gain equipment. Cardinal Blade.
Of the Templars and their religious righteousness.
Supplies. Life. Gambler's Bouquet. Getting a 6 isn't bad. Oh, wow. Okay. Jesus. Huh. Okay, so it does give me another one. Even if it is a transient, I doubt I'll succeed. Because, yeah, you need to... If you score the exact target value in a dice gambit, you get 2 equipment cards and you discard the blessing. But, yeah, that's not likely.
Are you ready to face the priestess of her people and drive the deal the Empire has requested? Or will you turn and flee?
Flee! Yep, another snowstorm. Hopefully I get this right, just because I don't really want to do another combat. Okay, more damage is fine. I'm not too worried about damage. In ones where I have harder combat...
Exist. Do you not see the beauty in this plant? True wonders still remain. Treat it gently.
In ones where there's more difficult combat, or ones where I'm running out of food, then I do get a lot more concerned about my life. But because I've got plenty of food, my life really doesn't matter. You know, it's the age-old, the only health point that matters is your first and your last. This is pretty much a situation, like, I'm not losing much, if any, health during the combats. And there's not a lot to spend my health on, so it doesn't overly matter if I do take a bit of damage or not. Anyway. Its gaping mouth looks more than capable of shredding you to pieces, but at its base you notice some unusual fruit. If you throw something, you may be able to distract the savage mouth, thus allowing you to steal some food. Some fruit, not food. I'm gonna throw my Cardinal Blade. What a twist. Yes. You launch your Cardinal Blade at the creature. With a snap of its jaws, the item disappears. You pluck one of the fruits while it is distracted. The fruit is especially delicious, leaving you feeling refreshed and vigorous. The The creature curls up to protect the remaining fruit as you leave the area. So yeah, that's a max game. Max
These
health
are the
game.
choices that make the hero or the villain.
The town crier announces the Empire seeks mercenaries to join the battle against corruption. You seek out the watchtower where recruitment is taking place. You arrive in time to hear Sir Malifaux's plan to wipe out the Paupers district. The outbreak began there and we cannot risk sparing any of their lives, he says. Sir Malifaux the Green leads the mercenaries to the Pauper district where the poor and sick have been walled off from the rest of the city. Over the wailing of the corrupted, Sir Malifaux gives his command to charge. You find yourself surrounded by corrupted. You draw your weapon and set your feet. Let's go. So same deal here. Early corrupted aren't that difficult of a prospect. I will end up having more troubles later on. It's just that a lot of the early enemies, you know, I'm pretty well beating on the tutorial right now. Is the best way to put it. A big thing about this game is knowledge, and yeah, I'm going through the newbie zones with far too much knowledge. Excuse me. There we go. I love that I've just been casually tooting my own horn this entire time. Just, yeah, let's go. Like, Jesus Christ, man.
Ever since I've returned to this world, I've been disappointed. The filth, the shame, the horrors dwell in the minds of men, not in the monsters in the darkness.
Westwend's only tavern, the Rusty Razor, is a safe harbour among the many dangers of the outer reaches of the Empire. Its barkeep sits outside his establishment with a look of resigned defeat. Upon your arrival, he jolts straight up and a smile almost breaks out across his face. At last, someone from the guild is here. These Empire soldiers have almost ruined me. Before you can disagree, the owner swings open the saloon doors and pushes you inside. Inside, you discover a handful of Empire soldiers enjoying ale rather than doing their duty. The freshly invigorated barkeep hops onto a table and shouts above the noise. You lazy, drunken deserters are done. The Stewards Guild has sent an enforcer here, and and now you're all going to have to go back to your posts. This town needs defending. One of the soldiers rises with a slight sway. We've got 3 days until our shift ends and we return to civilization. So we're not doing any fighting unless they threaten the supply of ale. Jesus. Unless they threaten the supply of ale, right lads? A ruckus cheer erupts and beer tankards smash together all around. So why don't you take your shiny lion badge and shove off? The barkeep turns to you. What are you gonna do? Threaten. You suggest with menace that the soldiers should report to duty or they'll report to the healer. Fuck. I won't be threatened by the likes of you, the soldier grumbles as he rises, followed by his friends. I mean, phalanx and muskets are a bit more annoying, but they're nothing too major. When we start seeing generals, that's when steel will annoy me. Soldier. The expansion of the Empire requires constant conscription of new blood. Soldiers block all attacks, greatly reducing their damage. Use bash to open them up.
Just once. You can get a quiet street.
Whoops. think that's the first damage I've taken in combat so far. Okay. There we go. So yeah, bit more annoying to deal with, but nothing too major. Armor again. Valiant Aegis.
Little trust in artifacts that breathe, myself.
And so this is one of the big things as well. You'll notice on my wooden shield it says, use defend to block attacks from ranged enemies. Whereas the Valiant Aegis says, use defend to reflect attacks from ranged enemies. Because yeah, you'll notice that I did block a couple of the muskets, but it didn't like knock it back or anything like that. If I was using this shield, I would have been able to. As soldiers fall under yet another blow from your weapon, the leader shouts out, "Stop! Alright, we'll do our part. Just stop cracking our skulls."
This is yours now. Even if you lose the challenge, you have earned this token.
Yeah, and so as he says there, any tokens from cards you've earned throughout the challenge, stay. Even if I was to do this last one and fail, I would still get that token regardless. But yeah, so we missed out on getting the 6 blessings. Enter. Sorry, I didn't fucking say the first part. As you enter the Great Hall, the towering arch doors swing open with a heavy crack. With a heavy creak. A giantess in a velvet robe enters, accompanied by raiders. So yeah, just for size comparison, if you look at the card, those are the raiders. So those are the guys who are on par with us, and that's her. Like, head and shoulders quite easily over them. Malcalypse bows low to the ground. My companion and I have been sent forth to discuss a truce between the Empire and Northerners, milady. So they sent me a silver-tongued devil and his shield maiden. She smirks. I hope for your sake you have a decent offering. You kneel before the High Priestess. Only 5 blessings, what a pitiful effort. With a flick of her wrist, bolts of lightning strike you. So yeah, I missed out on that token.
Defeat this
Wop
mission,
wop.
even if imperfectly.
Generally speaking, you only need 1 or 2 cards that can gain you a blessing, and you can get that. Or if you pass the Witch's Brew both times. The giantess claps, the sound ringing in the silent cold hall. Ha! This small thing survived it. Impressive. But if you wish to speak to me of a treaty, you must prove yourself against my champion. Her raiders charge towards you. Let's go. So yeah, this again is nothing that I haven't already fought against. The berserkers can be annoying, but I mean, nothing more than normal. Berserker champion, fierce, loyal, and relentless. Champion of the High Priestess.
Why do we always end up enraging the locals? You should let me talk.
Okay, so there we go. Even though you failed to bring me your offering, I'm impressed with how you wield your sword. Now hear my terms. The High Priestess draws herself up, a towering figure draped in fur and wrath. The North will never bend to the Empire. Blood for blood for blood. Those are my terms, small one. Let your leaders hear it and quake. With that, you make a quick descent to relay the message back to General Brandstrom. So yeah, I still got the Constellation Prize. So yep, couple of items, couple of encounters. Yeah, and this is probably the big thing, is that, yeah, it adds to the starting supplies. Which one was this? Clearing out the Rusty Razor, Friendly Innkeeper, yep. Iron Peak. Oh, right, yeah. Okay. So, I could actually go straight back into High Priestess. There we go. Because I actually... One of the cards you gain from completing it the first time is... where is it? Temple Prayer. Which is basically just adding an additional pay gold, get blessing. But no, I won't not immediately, but yeah, the other big thing is you unlock starting supplies. So you can choose to start with more food, or you can choose to start with a weapon. Which, yeah, Soldier's Sword is better against Northerners. Warrior's Axe is better against Corrupted. Knight's Sword is better against Shadows, which is like thieves and stuff like that. Okay. And yeah, that the High Priestess was also meant to introduce you to camping, which is where you can basically consume food without moving to heal yourself. But yeah. That didn't quite end up as the game was expecting.
This game is merely the lesser game. It is not the true game of life and death, merely my model of it. I must prepare you for the challenges you will face when we meet Callus in truth.
Yeah, so the Empress. Earn fame in order to wield the legendary weapon Haritha's Ire. Villagers on the northern outskirts are under assault from northern raiders. Defeat the mighty shaman who is leading their raids. Yeah, so this one focuses on trying to get enough fame. Basically, I've said before, generally I'll add anything that has a new tag just to get the, just to uncover them. And then after that, I will add anything that has, anything that has a token, basically. If I have a large amount of trouble with something, I will actually add specific, if I'm going for something specific in the quest, I will add encounters for it, but if not, I will literally just do what I've done here. So. But yeah, the big thing is that some items are limited by fame. Like, you need enough fame to be able to wield them. A lot of those will be platinum cards, which you can see down the bottom here, max platinum card 0 of 1. If I'm remembering correctly, this introduces you to, like, platinum cards.
In this case, the Empress is a symbol, a leader of the northern clans, but not their only one. now we come to one of the new nuances of our game. The hunt for fame and esteem would not work for all players, but it works for you. I can sense it in you. Your pride, your skill. In time, we will learn all of you.
Bum, bum, bum. Raiders have destroyed our village. The Elder of Talos explains. Oh my god. We're in Skyrim. No. The Elder of Talos explains in a hushed voice. They were sent by a dark shaman of the north. They were searching for this. He draws a large warhammer from his cloak. Aretha's ire. I really hope I'm saying that wrong. Because that... Yeah, I'm gonna assume I'm saying that wrong. 'Tis the only weapon that will break the seal protecting their encampment. He hands you the weapon.
Anger is a powerful force.
So you'll notice down the bottom right there, well actually no, you can see my fucking cursor so I can point to it. Fame required. So in order to use this, I need to get 20 fame. TLDR. The weapon is heavier than you imagined, perhaps weighted down by some hidden magic, preventing you from wielding it to its potential. The Elder looks straight in your eyes as though peering into your soul. Not all weapons are for all men. Only those who have demonstrated great acts of valor and courage may bear Aretha's ire. You would do well to remember that. Ask some questions. Yeah, fuck it, why not? Let's try to get as much lore as we can. What would you like to know? Make it quick. Ask what you must do. You must find the courage to wield this weapon and defeat the shaman before the 5th village falls. The villagers need a hero. The town of Braden is surely in danger and must be warned. Ask how to use Aretha's ire. Great artifacts require great heroes, he explains. Never turn down the opportunity to aid others. Seek out greatness and you will be rewarded. Ask about the shaman. A twisted creature with great power, never seen on the battlefield, but I hear she commands her warriors from her camp in the forest to the east. We sent our warriors to find her, but a magical barrier prevents anyone from entering her sanctum. It is said that Aretha's ire can break through such a barrier. If she was attacked at her camp, these raids could surely be stopped for good. Ask about the Empire. The Elder scowls. Empire? What good is the Empire? Naught but tax collectors and Karen crows. 6 raids here this year and not a soldier to be seen. So much for protection. They're less reliable than the worst of the gods. Begin your quest. Thank you. I trust the sacrifice of Talos not to go in vain. He bows his head. May the gods bring you good fortune.
At what point?
Distressed damsel. Let's go. The road ahead is blocked by an overturned carriage and a woman calling for help. Please help, she cries. I've been robbed by a band of thugs. Is there anything you can do? Assist. Okay, let's see what we get. 12? Fuck. Let's reroll both 3s. Let's go, YOLO. Easy. Easy. Thank you, the woman says as you help her from the carriage. Please accept this as a token of my gratitude. I think so far we haven't actually failed when we've encountered her.
Passes and things change. The advances of the Empire march on, and mystery and magic falls further into darkness. Yet, death stalks the streets of the city.
Okay, so I probably shouldn't have put this one in, but either way, this one's kind of like a mini thing on its own. A pall of smog casts the city in a dull grey light as you navigate the narrow streets and back alleys of Iron Peak. Which, when you think about it, it makes no sense for me to come across Iron Peak here, but Anyway. Beware the Prince of Poisons, calls a young boy in a short-brimmed cap. as he hands out leaflets to the passing crowds. You stop to read a discarded parchment sodden by the damp that clings to the cobblestones. Prince of Poison strikes again. Another mass poisoning in the back streets of Lowtown. Mayor raises reward to 500 gold. The boy approaches as you finish reading. If you really hope to be safe, you best protect yourself. I have just the thing at a bargain price. Oh, a bargain price, you say? Is it because we're such great friends? You wouldn't offer this price to anyone else, would you? Ask about the Prince of Poisons. He's the one responsible for all the killing that's been going on, the child exclaims wide-eyed. Dozens, if not hundreds, of innocent people dead, all poisoned by the prince. He strikes at random, anywhere in the city and at any time. Just drops one of his canisters and half the street's dead before anyone knows what's happening. That's fucked. Yeah, I don't actually remember this one, so we'll just, ask about protection from the Prince of Poisons. The boy looks around to make sure nobody is watching too closely, then discreetly takes a small vial of colorless liquid from his pocket. This tonic was brewed from the fruit of a rare plant that only grows high on the northern hills. It will boost your strength, give you the edge you need to survive the poison. I like you, stranger. I'm a fair judge of character and you seem like a good sort. For you, this is only 5 gold. Do it, YOLO. You hand over the gold and drink the mixture. A sudden scream has you reaching for your weapon and sends the crowd into a panic. A band of armed warriors advance on a silver-haired woman weighted down by an impressive array of weapons. One of the men points menacingly at the woman, declaring, "You sent my brother Mad Eye back to Break Knuckle Prison, bounty hunter." "Yes," the woman states matter-of-factly, "I did. Perhaps he should learn to Perhaps he should learn to accept rejection. Nobody crosses my family." The warriors rush forward to attack the woman. Excuse me. Defend! The old woman says nothing as you move to stand by her while the thugs advance. Let's go! Which, if I'm remembering correctly, she's from one of the DLC? I think? I don't quite remember this one. Keturah. You will find no charity here. When activated, Keturah fires her back-holstered weapon and causes high damage to enemies in range. Stay close to charge her ability faster.
Nothing like the smell of gunpowder in the blood racing.
The silver-haired woman puts her guns away, saying, "I didn't ask for your intervention." You check the fallen for anything of use as she turns to leave. We'll grab the shield, just so we don't have a basic one. Food! A squad of soldiers appear further down the street, calling for everyone to lay down their arms. Too late to be of use. However, they can do little more than survey the carnage. The garrison commander rides up and addresses the woman curtly. "Keturah, causing trouble again?" "It's by doing your job that I make enemies like this," Keturah responds sharply. The captain bristles